all you have to do is remove all the internals from the camera, put it in this cage, and you have a camera that is weighing around 1 kilo. This weighs around 400 grams. You want to know one of the weirdest calls I've received? I get a call and this guy asked me, भैया हमको पायलट चाहिए. हाँ, शूट का लोकेशन बोलो. क्या शूट? He's asking me. नहीं, हमको पायलट चाहिए. अभी एयरपोर्ट पहुंचा है, हमको अंजुना जाना है. Why he's calling me for a pilot? I'm like, भाई थोड़ा बिजनेस का प्रोफाइल तो देखो, गूगल पे अभी सर्च किया है.
There is that 15-meter limit in the consumer drone because everybody
your
is buying
buildings
them.
are higher than 15 meters and your drones are flying below the building. I'm like, what sense does it make? If you want to fly over a building, you go on a terrace, then you fly over 15 meters and then you shoot that building. Go to see, I'm nicely waiting in front of the stage and the streamers popped. Those strips. The strips got tangled in the drone. Poof. It fell on the center console and then it broke into 3 pieces. It was a Phantom 3 Pro.
Namaste everyone and welcome back to another fresh episode of 3XP Podcast. I'm Kunal Raj, CEO founder of KRF Media, and on this episode we had this super crazy drone building machine aka Viraj. So basically an architect turned drone pilot who's into drone flying and drone building from the time it was not cool to fly drones in India. So basically on this episode we covered a lot about drones. I would say everything about drones. So from science, mechanics, about crashes, about how you can become a drone pilot and experience a pro drone pilot if you intend to. So basically his 10 years of experience in drone building and flying summed up in 2 parts of the episode, and you are listening to the first part. Enjoy. We all as kids, back in the time we used to break or make things, right? I remember when I was small, there used to be that small motor, bulb 12 volt, and there was a scene where we lit it up with a battery and we were like, chalo, this is the intensity. What if we connect it to
the power socket
and light up the entire room, and next what happens, right? So has there such cases in our childhood, like how it started up?
So this happened to me as well. That's exactly how it happened, by the way. I was in 3rd, 4th standard, and there was this classmate of mine who actually came up with this. Like, Viraj, ye dekh maine kya kiya. He's a Rajasthani. Viraj, ye dekh maine kya kiya. He got this, and that time there were no LEDs. That time there were those small bulbs and 1.5 volt battery you connect and they light up. So he got it, and then thankfully I knew the difference between AC and DC that time. So I never attempted to put it in a socket, because that time you used to get those adapters which used to convert AC to DC, and I always thought ki what if I have asked these questions to my parents, like my father, what if I connect this directly to AC? It should work. It should be much more brighter, no? Like, no. See, you use this for a reason. It could be very dangerous.
But how come in 3rd or 4th standard you had the...
I always had that kida. That's how even while studying architecture, I kind of stood out, in my class. Like, I used to always keep doing things like this. I used to open my laptops, modify things on my own, and then the drones happened. When I was in 3rd year of architecture, I had my first drone. There was no GPS or anything. It just was basic drone that could just fly, and that's how actually this thing started. VRO started.
So you build drones for living, right? You fly drones for living.
Yeah. I started building drones for a living when DJI wasn't selling drones. They were only selling flight controllers back in 2013 or 14. Since I was studying architecture, I thought I was always inclined towards documentation part of architecture, like shooting or documenting buildings, famous buildings. I was interested doing that. So I built a drone since I was studying. I thought it would help me in this field. And then people from... common friend who used to work with Sunburn, he came and like, Arey Viraj, you're making a drone. Let's fly it. I was like, okay, done. And then he was like, share me your specifications of the drone. I was like, this is this won't fly. You're flying about over 15,000-20,000 people. It's not a joke. Then I bought things from DJI, the flight controllers, and then put the electronics together. Somehow did that, and that's where it started.
But that time, I think the initial one, the Phantom and all were not there.
Phantom 1 was there, and drones in India, this pizza delivery thing had happened, and it went very wrong. So back in 2013 or 14, in that time only, there was a drone which delivered a pizza in Mumbai, and authorities got really upset, saying, "अरे हमको बिना बताए तुम लोग ने किया, चलो drones ही ban करते हैं." So drones ban had technically happened during that time. Now drones have evolved so much. There are so many good purpose to drones, like good uses of drones, and then India is still stuck with the drones being banned.
There is that 15-meter limit in the
it's like
consumer drone, because everybody
your
is buying
buildings
them.
are higher than 15 meters and your drones are flying below the building. Like, what sense does it make? If you want to fly over a building, you go on a terrace, then you fly over 15 meters and then you shoot that building.
Yeah. But there are people who have bought the drones and then they realized.
Yes. I think it's the same with you also, no? The Mini
I
3.
have the Mini 1.
Mini 1, okay.
I use
Lucky.
the old Android phone to fly it, because the new one is updated and I cannot fly.
It's the app that puts the lock on the drone.
And the new ones come inbuilt only, so. So you started back in 2013, right?
Yeah, 2013 was the time I started building the drone with the intention of using it for architecture purpose.
When did you realize, like, chalo, drone is your thing?
Yeah. That's what Sunburn I did. Sunburn in 2014. And that's where it just kicked, this is what I want to do. And then shoots started coming in. People got to know what I did. And then I started doing weddings, events, and I was into biking. So I pitched my idea to people from Power Drift, who I still work with. So IBW was there, India Bike Week, and we used the drone for that also. So they were quite happy with the footage, and like, chalo, this is a lot of thrill.
Contract किधर है? Contract का फॉर्म किधर है? लंबा साइन ले लेते हैं, इसको अंदर ले लेते हैं, कहीं और ना ले जाए. Something like that. Yeah, there were very few. There was Quidditch. At the time we started, there was Quidditch. Now Quidditch is one of the very big players in the market. Not only doing drones, but if you see this buggy cam, this remote controlled car roaming with a camera on the stadiums during crickets and during Kaun Banega Crorepati, it's them. They are doing it. So they were there in 2013 flying the drones. I met Rahat, the CEO of Quidditch at IBW 2014 or 2015. And there were hardly very few people back in the day. Kaun Banega Crorepati, there is the buggy cam? Yeah.
Like the small, if you've seen that angle where Amitabh Bachchan is walking over, and the slow angle is, it's that RC car.
The drones you build, I had read one of the article where you mentioned that if you are entering this niche or if you are owning this kind of drone, you should accept the fact that it will crash.
Yes, definitely. So these drones are completely manual. There's no safety aids as such that will kind of avoid, with which you can avoid the crashes. Like there is no vision sensor, there is no GPS. Although you can add GPS, but that I'll get to that later. So it gets affected by wind. There are so many factors like video transmission. If the video transmission goes, it's the only thing that is kind of giving you the confidence to fly. Then you're completely blind. Then you have no chance of getting it back.
If it is out of vision, then it is gone.
Then if it is high, and we also fly it in a mode called acrobatics, acro mode, where
flips and all.
Yeah, so if you just put the remote, other footage stick, if you put it forward, and you leave it, it will maintain this. It won't come back. Like DJI, what it does, in DJI drones, the sticks are 0%, 100%. And those movements on the DJI drone are measured in degrees. Like 100% is 45 degrees max. Here, 100% is 100% of the drone movement. So there,
It flies this way.
you choose how you want to fly. You want to go all in, just punch the throttle, go all in. So with that angle, it can do 150 kilometers per hour maximum. It's crazy. Like, it gives you a crazy thrill. So yeah, there is no things that can.
But why it is like so much unstable? Still to be researched and.
So unstable in what way? Like,
Meaning, the
It can
frequent,
crash,
it can crash, or you don't have, control over it, or.
see, there is a lot of research that goes before a shoot. Like, whenever I shoot, I need to do a research about the location where I'm flying. I cannot just start my drone and chalo shoot. I have to place myself in a way that I get the reception all around the property. If I'm shooting something for real estate, for example, like, I cannot be in one corner of a plot, there is a house in the middle, and I cannot come from the other side. This thing needs line of sight most of the times. So, and also I spoke to you about the penetration of signal. The signal penetration is not very good when it comes to concrete walls and stuff like that. So you have to place yourself in a very perfect way where
Or have to keep on running with the controller, in
well,
case
you
of
can't
the-
do that also because you're wearing the goggles. You are blind. You have no relation with the ambient, environment. What's going on around you. You just have to cut yourself and just completely fly.
Talking about goggles, is there only that goggle method, or you get a, like how you have in that ready-made kind of a display sort of?
So
that is possible.
You can do that. So there is a video out on these goggles. You can put it on a normal phone also, but then there is a latency issue. Your video will be like 60-70 millisecond late.
You will crash and it will show still it is like
so
going to crash.
Yeah, so you have to see the most latest picture in the screen.
Yeah.
So for that you need the lowest latency image transmission. So that's why these goggles.
So as we are having chips, right? How did your VRO start? Like, how is the journey of VRO?
Interesting. Interesting.
Before
story,
that, you were
yeah.
saying like people pronounce it wrong.
Oh yeah, Vero, Vero.
Viru zadla bahir.
I think I have to write that name in Hindi or Devanagari only.
Usually people write, na? They write and pronunciation they write.
Yeah,
Like that.
should do that. It's basically V and Arrow. So VRO was founded by 3 people. Me, another guy Sahil, another guy Chetan Moraskar, if you know, he does a lot of. He is no longer part of VRO, but he does things of his own now. He's working on a lot with Nuclear, Zayden and all those things. So yeah, it was founded by 3 people. V as in V and Arrow.
Aero meaning aerodynamic or aero?
Related something that do with flying. So yeah, how it started, I was making drones. I was studying architecture, in third year I was like, let 3 Idiots was an inspiration that time. So yeah, something can fly and something that can take camera. I used to like photography. So something you can mount a camera on, like let's make a drone now. So I started researching. I got this American website called Hobby King, where you could buy the parts, and there are hardly 2-3 websites in India that time, back in 2013-14. So bought the parts arrived, very basic parts, just a setup that can fly. Even with a slight gust of wind, it would just go away. Then you have to get it, fight the wind and get it close to you. So I started making the drone thinking it would help me in architecture, because that time during third year or second year, my plans were to be an architect. Like I would do something in architecture. But as you hit third year in architecture, something happened. I'm like, this is not something for you. Architecture is like that. It hits you in the end. Like, Baba, ye tuka nahi. Then that happened when I was making my drone. And thankfully, Sahil, who is my partner now, he's in US at the moment. But he approached me because he was my common friend through another, he was a common friend, So, and his company was called Chopper Boys before. That was like, they used to fly these very weird looking copters for music events. So his partner was sick with, he had slip disc issue. So you're like, bro, we need somebody to fly for Sunburn this time. I saw that you're making a drone. And then like, yeah, possible. Let's do it. And I know that person very well. So he was like, what drone are you flying? I'm like, drone is not ready yet, but these are the parts I ordered. And he's like, sure, tell me what you ordered. So I told him. He's like, no, this is not something you can fly over so many people. It's very risky. You need GPS. And then that's where I ordered my first DJI part, which was DJI's flight controller. It used to come with a GPS. And that was a basic GPS. Not even you could rely on the return to home also. It was just enough to hold its position. So made a drone that can fly for like 3-4 minutes. Has GPS, GoPro Hero 4 on a gimbal. And yeah, we did Sunburn 2013-14.
But 3-4 minutes is enough?
Of course not enough. Now the drones fly for 40 minutes and still feel less.
We take off 5-10 minutes here trying to see which shot. We will get shots, but what you need, that shot you
Framing
need.
Framing takes a lot of time. And that was the first shoot, no? So you don't know, the aerial cinematics is not still hit me. Like what kind of cinematics am I supposed to capture? But it was decent for that time. It was aerial enough. So it was appreciable.
We have something from the top. Can use something.
It was appreciable because flying something, a chainsaw above 15,000-20,000 people is not a joke. And if you've seen the Sunburn setup now, the Sunburn stage is here, and then there is crowd, and at the end of the hill there is a Sunburn logo. So we could fly all the way and then come back. So the drone was very capable. This is called a Whoop category. So this is made to fly close to people and stuff. This costs
the propellers and all
they are enclosed.
Comes down.
Yeah. So this is called a pusher configuration. So the air is pushed. The other one that I showed you, the air is pulled from above. So so everything is enclosed and safe around people.
Because we are doing one shoot for an event. And I saw similar drone flying from near the head of the people and coming.
So even if something happens, I've bumped this into a couple of artists, and they don't get scared, when they perform. They have to be in their confident space also. Otherwise, you have seen Enrique's video. He cuts his finger with the drone comes closer. He just snatches the drone, like he just puts his arm out, it cuts the finger. It's very bad things people do. And
I had seen some stories where, artists were like, drone should be banned and stuff.
Yeah, recently some Hindi artist, some rapper, I guess, he was hit with a drone on his neck or something.
Ban karo isko.
You cannot ban. See, you need to check the person who you're hiring to fly. He should be experienced. He should know the responsibilities of flying close to people. Like if I am hired, I was hired by Post Malone to fly for him. And in the end, I got to know that I wasn't allowed to fly close to him. I'm like, if I'm flying FPV, what do I shoot? Then the middleman who had hired me, he was like, last couple of minutes, you go close, you go all in, whatever you have to do, you do. Then I took the Whoop drone and I flew close to him. I'll give you the shots as well. Put it in the video. But yeah, we did it responsibly. Like at the end where there is a lot of energy, fireworks happening, going into the fireworks, going close to him. We did it and it was nice.
I should say ना, you shouldn't hire someone saying just the budget and like, हाँ भाई इसका कम है ले लो बाद में बोलेगा.
Yeah, that's what happens all the time. अरे पैसा कम ले रहा है ना, चलो इसको लेते हैं, बाद में पुंगी बचता है.
Yeah. That is it. Talking about the ready-made drones, talking about DJI, not sponsored yet. I'll appreciate if the sponsor, but the pace at which they are adapting, right? Our videos don't go out by the time their new drone or something gets released.
Yeah.
Like, what is your take on that? Are they releasing too many drones? Like, if you buy one drone, then you see one more drone, and you're like,
not actually. If you see, they are releasing drone. The category of the drones that are released, every year are these very affordable ones. If you say, but the Mavic series, like the main Mavic. The last Mavic that I had bought was 2016, no, 2017, no, 2018. The new Mavic came last year, the 3. I bought the 2 Pro in 2018. 3 came last year. So, 4 years? So, the drones with which you can, which are really professional, are launched in 4, 5, 6 years gap. The Inspire 2 came long back. Inspire 3 came this time.
Yeah.
Just a month back.
The consumer level, they are releasing fast so that people get excited.
Yeah.
These are the features.
What moves very fast is launched very fast.
You have tried out that DJI Avatar?
Avatar is a good FPV drone, but the quality of the camera, the the dynamic range and the stabilization is not really good for, the GoPro gives me, I love GoPros. When it comes to FPV drones, GoPros are the best. Not sponsored again. We'll be happy if they sponsor.
Yeah. Let's put this clipping at the start of the video. And,
yeah. But yeah, I've been indirectly associated with GoPros because I've been shooting a lot with GoPro ambassadors. The best part about the GoPros is you just update the firmware called GoPro Labs. It's a firmware by GoPro, but it has a lot of hidden features inside. Like you can enable a histogram on the screen. And all you have to do is there's a QR code app. You just do the parameters like shutter speed, whatever you need, point the camera on it, and the GoPro will adapt to those settings, and then you fly.
Yeah, but then when you're flying, you won't be able to use the histogram, no? Or you get the histogram data in the goggles.
No, you just need the histogram and stuff to check the exposure, right? Because on this tiny screen, you cannot really make out the shadows and highlights. Like, first I have to point the camera like that in the shadow and see if it is visible. Then I have to put it in the sky where the sun is seen. And then I have to see. And according to the graph.
Yeah, last thing you want is like reaching hope and looking at it. Overexposure.
Underexposure happened many times. But then you kind of learn like how to expose your image.
Talking about I have worked with Mini, Mavic, not Spark, Mini and Air 2. The footages are good enough.
Enough, yeah.
Yeah,
for
cinematic and stuff. It is
even for short films or web series, documentaries, these drones are enough. You don't really need an Inspire 2 also. Like extreme VFX work, that's where you need those drones because you need a lot of raw data. Just copy the data into a documentary and then you export it. You don't really need so much data. You just need a good picture.
Only for, I think VFX you need the raw data.
Yeah.
Otherwise even 10-bit or 8-bit, no? 10-bit too. Okay, 8-bit is too less.
Yeah, 10-bit, even these all my cameras are doing 10-bit right now. Even GoPro 11 10-bit. Blackmagic 10-bit.
Yeah,
I think it's
Blackmagic
12-bit. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think 12-bit RAW it gives. 4K.
Yeah, 4K. That's a 4K.
But 6K will be a bit too big.
Yeah, so what these people are doing, like, now this is a naked conversion of this camera. And what they've done is, they, as in the person who designed this cage, all you have to do is remove all the internals from the camera, put it in this cage, and you have a camera that is weighing around 1 kilo. This weighs around 400 grams. And if you want to do the same conversion on a 6K, then 6K is a EF mount. So the sensor well is too big.
Yeah. Even it has that fan and all, I think, because the processing.
Yeah, so I have a fan on this also. So, for the 6K, the sensor well is too big, and then the lenses are even huge. So what people are doing, and it's a APS-C Super 35,
APS-C,
right?
yeah.
No, this is 4/3. That's a APS-C. So APS-C is compatible with RF lenses and E-mount lenses. So they have designed a enclosure with E-mount thing. So you just put E-mount lenses on it and you're done. You have much lighter lenses on that 6K instead of buying those huge EF mount lenses.
So I had done one solo podcast. I remember it is 8th or 9th episode where I was talking about drone accidents and stuff. I had one drone accident where the drone went in the sea because sun was exactly opposite to my eye, and I was flying it like it went in that heaven kind of thing, and it just went sun opposite to the sun. I cannot see and I cannot run by that time, and that was like the first version of DJI 1. It was unstable. Someone got it from Dubai, so it was the initial release. Okay. Every time from year to year also, if it goes, it was getting,
the range
disconnecting.
Yeah.
Then the later one I bought, it is like pretty good, stable, improved version.
Yeah, so my crashes, the worst crash. So all my crashes are because of external factors. None of the crashes have been made like, I've always...
Operator issues.
Yeah, no operator issues at all. So the first crash was, I was flying at this event called Enchanted Valley Carnival, EVC. It's a music event, and Nuclear was playing. So I was in touch with, I was listening on the walkie, I was listening to the pyro guys who do the stage effects, confetti and all those things. So I was listening to them, and अभी confetti blast करेंगे, अभी confetti, next drop पे confetti blast. I'm like, okay, done, ready, I will fly into the confetti and all. Go to see, I'm nicely waiting in front of the stage, and the streamers popped. Those strips. The strips got tangled in the drone. Poof. It fell on the center console, and then it broke into 3 pieces. That was a Phantom 3 Pro.
Okay. Not the build one, the
No,
Phantom.
Phantom, yeah. Back in 2016. Yeah, the next one was one I told you. I put the antenna in the wrong module. The drone went like 100 meters and hit the failsafe and just poof. That was FPV. So there are nothing to save you if the range goes. There's no GPS, nothing. So it just fell. Poof. The next one was I was flying for IFI, and I was doing a nice hyperlapse, okay? The hyperlapse got over, and now I'm coming back. So where I am right now? I'm right in front of Old GMC. There are those trees. Children's Park is the same place, no? The park area, and then there is a river. So I'm over the river now. I'm coming towards me, where I'm near the Old GMC complex. And then all of a sudden there's no feed on my remote. It just falls off. Then we run, and then we see lights blinking in the field there in the other trees. And then go to see it is crash again. 3 parts. Battery eggs again, drone egg kade, camera separated. Like, oh shit, that's expensive. Crash.
Which one was that?
The Phantom 4 Pro. Then all those
all Phantoms are getting,
Yeah, because they were big, and they used to fly really well for that time. But if you compare to the drones, the characteristics of the drones which are launched recently, those drones were shit. Like bulky and like each and every movement used to be shown in the camera because you don't want those jerks in the camera. Now the drones, you move accidentally, if you just bump the sticks, the video will still be stable because the graph of the movement that goes to the drone is very refined. It doesn't give you unwanted inputs to the drone. So drones are made right now, they are made in a way that keeping a video output in mind.
And gives a smooth output.
Yes.
I haven't tried this Phantom. Only Phantom I used to like that bottom what is to get to hold that.
Yeah, that was a very convenient thing actually. Like I'm missing that feature and the AT mode. Like I used to get hired a lot to fly on the yachts. So when the yacht is moving, many people don't realize this, is that the drone is made in a way that it is supposed to maintain a position if you don't touch the sticks. Your yacht is moving, you take off, a noob pilot takes off from the front. The drone is made to maintain that position, right? So the yacht moves ahead, the drone maintains, then it hits something here, it falls in the water, and then you lose a drone. So to avoid that, there was a switch mode on the Phantoms called AT mode. So in AT mode, the GPS the position holding feature used to be off, used to get off. So
it tracks the yacht automatically.
So you can just launch it and then it will just fly with you. Then once it flies safely, then you switch it in position hold mode, and then it will hold the position. Then you fly how you want. Then again, getting back, put it in AT mode. It just cruises along, the speed. Then just get close. Just hand it, just hold it and then put it off. Now, those good features are missing in the drones these days because I don't know why.
We were doing one yacht shoot then, but we were scared to, when the yacht is moving,
Frankly, with the new drones that I have, DJI drones, I'm scared to fly on the yachts because I'm not getting...
Is it unstable when it is on the sea, when it is above sea?
No, not at all. So you have to tell the captain to just stop.
Yeah.
And it's very inconvenient to keep telling them, I don't like to interfere in other person's jobs, frankly. So, but I have to do it all the time. Like, Baba, Rao. Okay, chal. Ata Rao. Drone वाचो घेता सकल. Drone धाडटा वयर. Rao. परत करचे पडटा. It's very like Phantoms. I never told anybody to stop or anything. Just launch it when it was moving. It was cruising along with you, and then you just take it off. Put it in the mode you want and then fly.
Because when you're flying on ground, near ground, you at least if it falls, you can try to recover that.
Here there is
like at KRF we work on VFX. Visual effect, there is specific requirement के footage also say. Have you encountered any client such?
No. Frankly, I've never worked with clients asking me for heavy VFX, heavy VFX wala clients I've never worked. I worked with this for a not documentary, what do you call it? It's a web series where all they wanted was to shoot during the day and make it look like night. That was the only thing. So they were like, "Arey, raatchas kara nahi shoot." Then I got to that was another learning thing for me. Ki it's not really easy to shoot at night in a pitch dark forest.
Very
lighting and then so many things to
what you can see is only black then. Because on camera you don't get the proper footage. If you're shooting at night, you'll need a lot of lights.
Yeah, so I was all the footage that was gonna go on a night scene, they told me to put the white balance on extreme blue and then shoot.
But what time you all shot, like
a whole day?
In the sunny condition also.
Yeah, because there were canopies and everything. So I think the daylight that you see through the canopies looks like channe. Yeah.
I cannot resist from asking, like, are you were kind of that person like Rancho Montana?
Aye.
3 Idiots who like to break things? Or
yeah, always.
Anybody told you like that?
Always. Since the beginning, since my childhood, I used to first any electronic toy that I got always goes upside down. Then comes the screwdriver, open it, see the electronics inside, then remove the electronics and then repurpose them into something else. Like make a table fan from a car that just goes here and there. I'm like, oh, table fan, varo teri maita. Like just repurpose and create more waste out of existing waste. Like,
Wealth out of waste, aikla, but this is waste out of wealth.
yeah.
You learned anything but in that?
Yeah, of course. Like all my skills right now is because of those. Those are the roots. Like I'm so fortunate to have parents who never never really, I mean, I used to get scolding like fuck the mode too. But also got appreciation. Like, arey wow, you did this, you did that. Like that was enough, like to just, do all these things now. Yeah.
Just like how VRO is associated with thrill and action, same way is your bike passion, right? So is it like your bike passion drove you to drive a drone or vice versa, like other way around?
Nothing like that. They were frankly not connected. The only reason, not the reason, like one of the reason I started loving automobile shoots was because of my bike. And I was following, again, I told you that I was following this YouTube channel called Power Drift. And back in the day, like still now, they are really good automobile content creators. So I always wanted to work with them. And I just entered the drone as a service provider. Like I want to work with these guys. And our biking group was big fans of Power Drift. So one of my friend, he got me in touch with another guy who worked with Power Drift. Then like, अरे हम लोग गोवा आ रहे हैं, तू भी तेरे से थोड़ा ड्रोन थोड़ा उड़ाएगा क्या हमारे लिए? I was like, yeah, of course, I'm just waiting for you guys to ask me.
हाँ, अभी आप इतना बोल ही रहे हो तो
yeah, तो करना ही पड़ेगा. So yeah, so that's how the thrill factor kind of continued, and I started liking motorcycling.
Like I was going through your profile, you have worked with Rob Bagar, right?
Yeah.
So was it kind of a dream come true? Because his passion for bike is like insane.
Yeah. So no, I knew a person called Rock Bagaros existed because I used to see his stunt shows, burnouts, and all those things much before I owned a bike, because he has been KTM brand ambassador since a very long time. And then suddenly he comes to Goa for India Bike Week, and one of my friend Royston, he's like, bro, I got to speak with Rock Bagaros, and then he's doing a video with me. He's putting a sticker kit, his signature sticker kit on my KTM. Like, we'll be shooting that and we'll be riding together. Let's shoot that content. So yeah, I got a chance to get up close and shoot with him. He's a really crazy guy, amazing guy. And even his team, it's just him and another person who shoots for him. And just two of them just create such crazy content. And then I was flying a drone for them. It's really nice. Yeah.
People actually curious, like, are their personality the same as how they show it on digital? Or like
that depends.
Or not exaggerated something.
I would say there are different people everywhere. Not all are same. And see, if you are a celebrity and if I'm working with you, of course, we have a really good connection. And that relation will even last a long time. I worked with a couple of actresses and I still am in touch with them. Whenever they are in Goa, I meet them and then we kind of meet,
Hang out.
Chill, bro.
Goa, chalo.
And yeah, there are a lot of guys, even Rock, if I want to upload something of that shoot, the KTM shoot we did, if I want to upload, I just tell him, hey, can we do a collab reel? He might agree to it if he's okay with it. Like,
but you
have that freedom.
But you have not tried yet.
Not tried yet.
Because I think you have enough reach already.
No, nothing like that. I'm आलसी bro. वो कंप्यूटर खोलने का उसको एडिट करने का it's a task for me. I'll just go shoot nicely, do that backup at the end of the day.
But when you post, I think I've seen your YouTube and all, you post at the start of the year, right? January, February post करता तो सब
And
then ना तो
New Year resolution
Yeah.
you call it, no?
Yeah.
And then
I
the
saw-
resolution dies.
I saw 2 footages coming in January,
Yeah.
the naval one and one more,
Yeah.
and then there were no footages coming up.
So YouTube was not for,
But it is good if you put NK because as a
Yeah.
showreel it is good.
YouTube, for me, YouTube is just for show reels. I'm not into vlogs or, daily content. It's not for me. Instagram is where I show what I have and what I can provide. YouTube is only for uploading things that I've done and then put that link to the client saying, Baba, I can do this. You want? Let me know.
Because someone who is watching it on a bigger screen, YouTube is a better option to see.
Yeah.
As you said, you worked with celebs and high ticket clients, right? What is something common they tell you about your work or about their experience or something?
Most of the time I'm like, तेरे इतना पागल ड्रोन पायलट नहीं मिला है कभी. Like it's not like I'm not speaking good of me, but I've heard really good things. Like I've got appreciated a lot by most of the celebrities. Like we haven't seen a drone operator like you. Like it gives so much happiness, yeah. I can do better now, even better.
थोड़ा अगले बार थोड़ा सा
आंसू रे.
थोड़ा सा पेमेंट बढ़ा दो अगले बार,
The payment rises. The
क्योंकि ड्रोन थोड़ा महंगा हो गया है,
yeah.
ड्रोन का प्राइसेस
Arey,
बढ़
you
गया
won't
थोड़ा.
believe, bro. I used to. So starting back in 2014-15, I was charging an X amount, which was more than what I'm charging right now. And then the charges started going down every year because there are more drones coming out. Every person calls themselves aerial cinematographer and all. And then all these clients want those chindi people. Like there's no, don't you want cheap, you lose out on a lot of things. It's your loss.
Yeah, because even when we were shooting at that time, operators were less, meaning the drone consumer level drones were less. Now it is so much that they say कि भाई इतना में हो गए.
Yeah.
It is not X, it is minus X.
Yeah, exactly. It's minus X. Like that's what I said. Like my Mavic 3 is a 4/3 sensor. It's a big sensor. It's what in the Inspire 2. I'm charging, say for example, 20,000, 15,000 if I'm charging. I used to charge 20,000 per day for a homemade drone with wooden booms, motors mounted on that wood, camera on some weird gimbal, and that to GoPro Hero 4. That used to be charged, we used to charge about 20,000 for that per day. Sunburn was 3 days of shoot, 20,000 a day. आता किती बोलला?
आता ते म्हणता you do the drone, you do the camera in that, and then people will like, okay, fine, let's do it.
Even in the end credits, if you see, ड्रोन पायलटाचें नाव खंय सगळ्यांक खंय ते वेंडर्स बी आसता, कॅमेरा कोण रेंटाक, whoever gives the camera on rents, the rental company, for example, or else those laborers who operate, not laborers, I wouldn't call them laborers, but
Who do the setup and all, sound, deco and all.
yeah, those people, that's where you'll find a drone operator. A drone operator's job is one of the most important in your
Yeah.
get it near, get it close to the people, like the D.O.Ps and the directors.
That adds more,
Yeah, we kind of direct our own shots sometimes. Like, have you seen the movie Ke Sara Sara? It's a Konkani film. It's got a national award. Should watch it. So one of the drone shot I suggested. So I worked with Hari Nair, sir, the D.O.P. So gem of a person. So I told him this is what we can do. So it's a shot of a girl coming from the outside the house, entering the house. That I had to capture, and her father slaps her basically as she enters. So I suggested that we can start. There's a courtyard, okay? So we said I'll be right above the courtyard. I can see her coming, and then I'll get the drone down. And then as she enters, I'm kind of landing into the courtyard. I'll hold it in my hand, and then I'll move inside the house, and then the action happens. So I have that shot as well. I can put it right here. So what I'm saying is there are a lot of shots that even we direct, and our names come somewhere down there. Yeah. Na insafi.
The person who put credits or the video
you need
editor
connection with that guy. Yeah, true that. Baba, now macho wear card chod sakal kale.
So you should ask on this set who is the editor and stuff, and then you should ice cream.
Every day is a new learning thing. Today I got to learn this also.
You have mentioned yourself commercial drone pilot. I thought
I mentioned as commercial drone pilot.
You have a lot of documentation and a lot of process going
No,
through.
not because of that. You know why? I get these weird calls saying, भैया हम लोग दोस्त के साथ आए हैं गोवा घूमने, हमको ड्रोन शॉट चाहिए.
Yeah, I also get a few requests like that.
So I tell them, भाई हम लोग सिर्फ कमर्शियल फ्लाई करते हैं, पर्सनल ऐसे शूट्स नहीं करते, मेरे को नहीं करना है. तो yeah, that's it. That's why I mentioned commercial drone pilot.
Okay, clarified. So everyone छुट्टी को आ रहे तो उसको मत बताओ.
Yeah.
सिर्फ celebrities
You want to know one of the weirdest calls I've received?
What have you received?
Okay. I get a call and this guy asked me, भैया हमको पायलट चाहिए. हाँ शूट का लोकेशन बोलो. क्या शूट? He's asking me. नहीं हमको पायलट चाहिए, अभी एयरपोर्ट पहुंचा है, हमको अंजुना जाना है. भाई he is calling me for a pilot. I'm like भाई थोड़ा बिजनेस का प्रोफाइल तो देखो गूगल पे अभी सर्च किया है. Yeah, so all these weird things happen. And this is not once, like 3-4 times.
Maybe something was not clear enough.
So I've mentioned in my title as drone operator and FPV pilot. Many people have done drone pilot. So drone pilot is very, people know that it's a drone pilot. FPV pilot is something new. So FPV, if they don't know, then चलो pilot है ये, चलो इसको hire करते हैं.
कभी ऐसे काम कम है तो एक बार ट्राई कर लो. चलो
I don't have a bike. I sold my Ninja.
पायलट है लेकिन काफी महंगे वाले पायलट है, मतलब आप अंजुना जाने थे.
One guy, I even asked, he WhatsApped me. So he was giving a lot of calls. So he was calling me a lot of times. So I said, please WhatsApp me. I'm busy. A custom message. So he WhatsApped me and like, भैया पायलट चाहिए, किधर से जाना है? I said, I'm a drone pilot. Do you want to fly? No reply.